Hey everybody, it's Lee Goldstein. I want to welcome you to episode 22 of our podcast. It's a recap of the week of April 24th through the 22nd. We also had earnings. A very, very interesting, exciting week, as it always is. So let's get started with our recap. The week started with the oil and the NQ open, and like we did last week, rather than just go through every single oil and NQ open and gold opens, the gold opens, we do those trades when there's news at 8:30. The gold open is at 8:20 in the morning. I just suffice it to say that our opening trades have been fantastic. If you don't make your way into the trade room and learn how to do these opening trades, you're missing really good opportunities for regular profits. People are making money in the room. So the opens, every day we do the NQ. Every day we do the oil open at 9 in the morning Eastern time, and they're very, very good trades. That's what we did on Monday. On Tuesday, we had core durable goods. Core durable goods is a trade that trading by itself, it has not been doing that in a long time. When I say it hasn't been trading by itself in a long time, what that means is it's been trading with other news, such as Thursday's unemployment claims. And the trade setup is different when that happens. Now, I feel that our daily trade setup probably didn't do enough to take into account the current market volatility. And unfortunately, the durable good trades was not a winning trade. That was an 8:30 event on Tuesday. After core durable goods, we had consumer confidence, new home sales, and Richmond manufacturing all in one report. And we've switched over to the trap trade setup. And that was a profitable trade, a very nice trap trade. So that was a good winner on Tuesday. And then we got ready for our third earnings session. Google and Microsoft trading together. Really, it's Alphabet, the parent company of Google. And we have a very specific setup, which I'll go into in our earnings webinar recaps. But suffice it to say, a very nice winning trade, three in a row. We had Netflix a winner, and and also Tesla was a very nice winner. And then we went into Google and Microsoft, a third winning earnings trade in a row. So very nice. The API report on Tuesday was a small winner also. Another nice trade. APIs had two winners in a row. That's a little bit unusual for the way API has been behaving. Maybe it's making a comeback. And then we had Australia's CPI, a family money trade. And I made three ticks on that trade. The problem was it was a good move, but unfortunately there was slippage. Australia is a low liquidity instrument, so it is possible to have slippage. Last quarter, the Australia CPI was a big, nice winner. This quarter, depending where you got filled, it could have even stopped you. But I had a small winner on Australia CPI family money trade, and it'll maintain its standing as a family money trade because it has a good move and it gives a good probability for profit. Wednesday, we have the oil storage report. We looked also at pending home sales. Now, pending home sales is a non-DMM report, meaning it's a report that we don't trade normally. But I set up a trap trade and it looks great as a trap trade. So pending homes, new homes, and existing homes, all the home sales look really good for potential profit making as trap trades. So keep an eye on those reports. And then we had the crude oil inventory report. It was a very fast move. So depending where you got filled could determine whether that was a winning trade or a losing trade. It looked like most people would have had winning trades, but again, because it was so fast, it's possible that one person could have a winning trade and another one could have a losing trade on the same oil report because of the volatility and the difference in fill prices. Then we went into the afternoon for Facebook. Facebook was probably, if I'm honest, the worst trading I've done since I've been here. The first trade, the main trade, was a normal stop out. It just didn't work. It wasn't anything that we did wrong. And then I just lost my mind, traded a revenge trade, got stopped out immediately again, doubled my loss. And then I went for a scalp trade, which I don't have a problem with the scalp trade, but unfortunately it didn't work. Lost a significant amount of money on Facebook. And, I was very disappointed in the way I traded. I'm going to make a video on that whole scenario because it's a great lesson for everybody to learn about what to do when you have a losing trade and what not to do. So, Facebook, the main trade was a loser, just didn't work. The earnings report not happening this quarter. Thursday, we had advanced GDP, which is an excellent range trade, is working very well as a range trade. Natural gas storage looked like a winner, somewhat similar to oil in that it was a fast move, depending where you got filled, could have had a determining factor in whether it was a winning trade or not. Now we get to one of my least favorite setups and trades, the bond auctions. The 7-year note auction. We tried our alternative gold setup, and we also have a new alternative setup for the DMM. These auctions are nothing but difficult trades. Both trades were stopped. Neither setup worked. And these bond auctions are just troublesome, and it's probably recommended for the average trader. Don't trade them until their behavior gets better. Then on Thursday, we knew that we had an opportunity. I knew I could redeem myself. I had a very specific plan for Amazon and Intel. They were trading together. And then the second part of the plan was to trade Apple. And look, I had embarrassed myself the day before with very unprofessional trading, and I knew that I had to redeem myself. Now, I don't care if I lose on a trade, as long as I do things professionally and correctly. And I did a tremendous amount of testing getting ready for the Amazon Intel trade. It's always tricky when two companies release earnings, especially almost at the exact same time. I did my homework, had a great setup, made a very nice profit on that Amazon trade. And then Apple, we have a perfect setup, very big profit, over $1,600 on Apple. Made back almost everything I blew the day before. So earnings were profitable for the whole quarter. Very profitable because most people don't make the same mistakes that I do. They don't do exactly what I do. They trade the main trade. Earnings were extremely successful. And then we went to Friday. We had Canada GDP, a very small winner. All of our open trades were winners on Friday, and we also had magnet trades, which I haven't talked about. It's a new trade. It's not really new. We've been doing them for years, but just touching upon them anecdotally. It's a high and a low test trade. In other words, test to the high, test to the low. Indexes get pulled into those prices. Well, we're fortifying and setting up our setup so it has a very specific time that we're going to consider getting into these magnet trades. We're going to add it to the software, but suffice it to say, the NQ had a magnet trade on Friday that worked. Oil had a magnet trade after the open that worked that we traded live. These magnet trades are exciting. Once again, if you're not a trade room member, you're missing out on some extra trading that we're doing in the room. The Canada GDP, small winner. Chicago PMI, we were watching. It's a trade. I would let it pass. It's not worth trading in these markets. And then revised University of Michigan was the final trade of the week. And revised data, remember, is not as impactful as preliminary data, but it's an inflation report and it's a consumer confidence report. And I would say that there was a decent move. You could grab target one, 7 or 8 ticks, and if you managed your stop properly, the revised University of Michigan would have been a profitable trade. So overall, another, great week in the trade room. Tremendous education. We're working with the tick strike indicator when it's appropriate. It helps us with our opening trades. We're experimenting with all sorts of new setups with our magnet trades. So I highly recommend come into the trade room, join up with us if you're not a member. It's real easy. You could just go to www.jointhetraderoom.com. You can't beat it for $97 a month. You can make that in one day of trading the opens with us. And you can use micros. You don't need gigantic accounts to trade events anymore. There's a lot of really good micros you can trade with. So join up with us, www.jointhetraderoom.com. We'd love to have you. We trade so much information. Everyone supports themselves. We have a great community. We're starting up a Discord room also. And there's just so many extra things that we're doing in the trade room. It's a really important part of being a member at 10 Minute Trade. So I hope you'll join us. Another great week in the room. I'm Lee Goldstein, the trading director, and I'll see you all next week.